Sorry, I'd cut it, made it different. But so the next person I had asked was a 17-year-old female. And I asked her the first question, if there's anything in society, uh, if you could change anything in society, what would it be? And, somewhere along the lines as everybody else been saying, social media is one thing that she would change and how much we use it. She thinks that people think too much about likes and comments. Uh, She said, I wish we didn't have it, is basically what she had said. It has messed up teenagers, is what she said as well. I asked her the second question, how could you yourself contribute to this change, and any ideas for this change to happen? And she kind of said the same thing as the two females. There's nothing you can really do, but she said she could contribute to, reminding her friends that, excuse me, reminding her friends just to stay off social media, and reducing her screen time as well. I had asked her what are some social changes that she's seen as she grown up, and she responded with saying phones. Phones are more common with kids nowadays, and like lower grade levels, like ninth grade and under, even to elementary. And just saying how people use phones more often, more kids, I guess. I'd also asked a 26-year-old male and a 25-year-old female. They were both married. The female, I asked her both the same question. They were both together at the same time. I asked them if you could change anything in society, what would it be? And the female had said that she would change in society, like just our society to have more affordable healthcare. Interesting. It's kind of different from what I've heard from other ones, but the male had said for our society to have a better mentality about work, uh, saying that people nowadays work to survive and people should work to enjoy it. I asked them, what is the change that we could do? How could you yourself contribute to this change? Do you have any ideas how to make this change happen? And the female had talked about just voting for people, being political, not being political, but having a say in the voting and politics. Putting your voice out there is how people can get more affordable healthcare. Hashtag Bernie 2020, quote unquote. Uh, the male had said, in our society, we can influence owners through discussion and, treat employees fairly. He was kind of discussing it like people who go to work, they like are going to work for their boss, they're paying their boss, they're not paying themselves, they want to, he was saying like, have work be enjoyable to where like, you want to go to work. And I asked them, what is some social changes you've seen as you've grown up? And they're pretty in our in my age group, I guess. I'm 18, but 26 is they still remember high school, so it's not too long ago. But what they said nowadays, that they say kids are more educated, is what the female had said. Kids are more socially aware. Is more socially acceptable to be different as well, something she had said, she had seen. The female had also said, it's more socially acceptable to be different. He was saying that, the male was saying that the world seems more inclusive as well. It was really interesting seeing, kind of different perspectives. The main ethnicity of these people, I believe, were not ethnicity, sorry, race of these people were white. They were mainly white people I had interacted with. I tried to get a little more diversity, but in my area, kind of, it's, I guess, more white people that I had gotten to talk to. But yeah, it was pretty interesting seeing that 50-year-old male who had said, get rid of all the queers. Just like, I think that in Utah, I think that maybe some people would think the way as the 50-year-old male, and like, you know, people have their own opinions, and like we all think different. So I think, you know, it's all scattered out throughout Utah. But I think along the lines of the two females, you know, they were, you know, there's just like two kind of different people in like the world, you know. People who are just kind of negative and people who are positive. Like these two females were like, why like hate everybody? Just like let people who be who they want to be. You know, it's just really interesting. Um, I don't know. I think it would be, you know, just mixed throughout Utah and through the U.S. You know, who people in the U.S. would, you know, say the same thing. I think, you know, people are more open to what they feel, and you know, people will, like this 50-year-old male. He said how he felt, and you know, a lot of people are like that. They will say that they don't like a certain people, or you know, it's just more common nowadays. People are more uh, comfortable with saying it, I feel like, even though we still are kind of like not everybody's out saying it, but like, I don't know. It was just really interesting, and I really enjoyed this assignment. So yeah.